Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the placement of the ninth lord in different houses. The ninth house is one of the strongest trine houses. The first, fifth, and the ninth, these are the trines, and fifth house is more strong than the first, and the ninth is stronger than the fifth house. So compared to these three trines, the ninth is the strongest trine. But the ascendant is the strongest because it is also one of the Kendra houses. So it becomes the strongest house for any given chart. Now we are talking about the ninth house. It is the house of our past life. It is the house of our luck. It is the house of our gurus, of our father. It is the house of our religion that we follow, our right conduct. This is the house of our higher education, the study of Vedas. This is the house of long distance journeys. This is the house of pilgrimages. And this is the house of your graduation studies, the study that you take up after your high school or senior secondary school is to be seen through the ninth house. This house is very important because wherever your ninth lord is going to sit, that house will become very powerful and your luck will come through that house wherever your ninth lord is sitting. So the study of the ninth house and its lord becomes very important for anyone, because to grow in life, it is very important to have a strong luck. If the ninth lord makes a connection with your Kendra houses, that is the first, fourth, seventh, or 10th house, then you become very powerful and you will be very lucky in terms of your growth, fame, name in life. So you will have all these things if there is a connection of the ninth lord with the any of the Kendra houses or its lords. Next is that this is the house which will also tell you about your religion, about your passion, about your spirituality. So if your ninth lord is making connection with the first house or with your fifth house, then it means that the native is going to be very religious by nature. And if the ninth lord is making connection with your second house or 11th house, then you are going to be very rich, because the second house is the house of the wealth that we contain. And the 11th house is the house of income that we are able to earn in our life. So ninth lord connecting with the Kendra houses also gives you lots of wealth. But if it is connecting with the second house or its lord, or 11th house or its lord, then also you become very rich. So ninth house study becomes very important. Now what happens when the ninth lord is sitting in the first house? So the first house is you, your entire self. And now it has gone to another trine house. It also means that you have a connection of your current life with your past life. It can also mean that you may be connected to your father's family. It can also mean that you must have taken birth in the same family to which you belonged to in your past life. Now, this house lord sitting in the first is also making a Kendra Trikon Yug, because the first house is also a Kendra house. So it means you will be very successful in life. You will earn name, fame, and wealth in your life. And you will be very lucky also, because the house lord of luck is sitting in another very powerful house. So in your life, you will have lots of accomplishments which will come through your own efforts, because the first house is you. This also shows that your father could be very attached with you, or you could be a favorite of your gurus. And this will also give you very good college education, and you will make a mark in life. Now the ninth lord sitting in the second house. The second house is the house of your wealth, the house of your family. Your family could be very religious. Your eating habits could be very healthy. You could be very wealthy also, and you could also gain through your father. This placement will also show that your luck is coming through your family, through your speech, because I told you wherever the ninth lord will sit, that house will cause you luck. So this is again a very powerful placement, and the ninth lord in the second house will also give you uh, gains through your father and gains through your gurus, through your teachers. The second house is also the house of your post graduation studies, that is the studies that you take up after graduation. So it also shows that you could do higher studies and you could have gains coming through that. You could do very well in your higher education, that is your post graduation studies. Now the ninth lord sitting in the third house, this is again a very powerful placement, although it has gone to another Upche house. But from the third house, it is directly aspecting its own house. So it means your luck will enhance through your efforts. And it can also mean that your father could be very helpful towards whatever efforts you are putting in. It can also give you very good siblings who will be very favorably disposed towards you. It can also mean that your communications will be very fruitful, or the short distance journeys that you will undertake will be very favorable. It can also mean that you may be engaged in social welfare in your society, because the third house is about your neighborhood and the ninth house is about some kind of work that you are doing to help the society. So, right kind of work that you are doing. So, you may be engaged in society related work. This placement is also going to give you very powerful communication abilities, and you could have luck coming through your hobbies, because the third house is the house of your hobbies. It is also the house of media. So you could have your luck coming through the media industry also. But there is one more thing, that because the ninth house is the house of your father, it means that your father will be very hardworking, and with time you will see that the father will grow in his life. His luck will also enhance, because from the third it is directly aspecting the ninth house. Now the ninth lord sitting in the fourth house. The fourth house is your entire happiness, your peace of mind. It is making a very powerful Raj Yoga. The fourth house is the house of your throne or masses. So it means that you could be very lucky in terms of having a good position in society. You could be very famous, or you could be attaining a very high status in the society. For politicians, it's a very powerful placement. The fourth house is also the house of your mother. Your mother could be very religious, or you can say that the father would be playing the role of your mother. He could be very affectionate towards you. From this placement, it is directly aspecting your 10th house. So it means that your luck will favor in your career also, in your studies, school studies also, and in your college studies also, you will do very well. So it's a very powerful placement. But because it is sitting 8 places away from itself, so it means that your father could go through lots of ups and downs in his life, or he could be in a transferable job because of which you may have changed schools. That can also be the possibility. And this placement is very good for making land or property in foreign lands, or whenever you visit foreign countries, there you could have lots of comforts. So these could be the possible meanings of the ninth lord in the fourth house. Now let's understand its position in the fifth house. From ninth, it is sitting 9 places away. The fifth house is 9 places away from the ninth house. So it means that you could be attaining a higher education. You could be a very good writer. Your children could be disposed in foreign lands, and you could be very spiritual. You could be engaged in lots of religious activities also. And it can also make you very intelligent, because the fifth house is your learning abilities, your brain. It can give you wonderful children, and your luck will come through your children. And this placement is also very good for your love relationships. So this placement is also good for the luck of your father. So after your birth, your father's luck will improve because the ninth lord is sitting 9 places away from itself. Now, we will talk about the ninth lord in the sixth house. In the sixth house, it is sitting 10 places away. So it means that the sixth house is the house of your prarabdha. It means you have your prarabdha, you owe some karmic obligations towards your father. So it means your prarabdha is towards your gurus and towards your father. This placement is very good for the sixth house. The sixth house is about your 3Ds, debts, difficulty, and diseases. So they will vanish away with this placement. It will give you a better edge in competitions. It will give you a very good job with the grace of luck, or with the grace of your gurus, or with the grace of your father. It can give you a very comfortable day-to-day life. Morning to evening schedule will be very comfortable for you. And this placement will bring down all the difficulties of your life, and it will enhance your uh, morning to evening time of the day. But the problem here is that the house of luck will suffer. So the luck may not be very favorable for you, or father may have some challenges in his life, or you may have some difficulties due to your father, or you could take up some loans for your father's sake. That can be the possibility. But because it is the ninth lord sitting here, you will also be able to repay the loans, and you will be able to get rid of all your difficulties. But this placement is not very favorable for living in your own country. But if you plan to live in a foreign land, it will be favorable. Okay, so you will attain a good position in a foreign land. Now we'll talk about the placement of the ninth lord in the seventh house. The seventh house is a Marak house. So any planet placed in the seventh house is bound to give you lots of tensions. So during the dasha of the ninth lord, you will have some stress. But this is a very good placement. It makes a very powerful Raj Yoga. So you will accomplish a lot in life. You will climb the ladder of success, and you will see that all the partnerships you form will be very lucky for you, will be very favorable for you. Your partners will be very good. Your spouse could be very religious, very lucky for you. And your father will have lots of growth after your birth. So you will be lucky. Or you can say after your marriage. After your marriage, your father will also gain. And even after your birth, he will have lots of luck. You could yourself be very religious, or very intelligent, or I would say very, very learned person through this placement. And you could also gain in foreign lands, because the seventh house is also about your foreign residence or foreign journeys. And the ninth house is also about long distance journeys. So on that front also, you will have better luck. So the ninth lord in the eighth house, it is sitting 12 places away from itself. So the 12th house to any given house is the house of loss. So it means you will have some challenges with respect to your father, with respect to your luck in your own country. But if you plan to immigrate to a foreign land, there you will do very well, because the house of luck is sitting in the house of your transition. The eighth house is the house of your transition. So your luck will come through your transition to a foreign land. This placement is very good for the prospects of the eighth house. It will save you from sudden difficulties, sudden dangers, accidents, or any kind of chronic illnesses. For the ill effects of eighth house, this is a good position. It will save you. And for the good prospects of the eighth house, you can become a healer, you could become an occultist, you could become an astrologer, numerologist, a tarot card reader, or tantric. So all these attributes of the eighth house will get enhanced due to the placement of the ninth lord in the eighth house. And you could be very good with your research work also, because the eighth house is fact finding. It is research. How good you are in that would be seen through the placement of good planets here. So ninth lord is anyways considered as a benefit for anyone wherever it is sitting. So the challenge part here is that the ninth lord is sitting 12 places from itself. Your father could undergo some difficulties in his life, or he may undergo some expenses after your birth, and your luck will be delayed due to this placement. Of course, you have to see where it is sitting from the 8th lord in the D9 chart, because you have to see the placement of the ninth lord with respect to your ascendant of the D9 chart, how where it is placed in the D9 chart, and how far it is placed from the 8th lord in the D9 chart. So if it is placed 6, 8 or 12 places away from the 8th lord in the D9 chart, then you will have a good luck. So these technical things you have to make sure in the D9 chart. And if it is placed in the Kendra houses from your D9 ascendant, then also your luck will be good. Initially, you may face some difficulties, but later on the luck will improve. So for the technical part, D9 chart should be kept aside, and you should keep a track of the planetary position from the D9 chart. Now the ninth lord in the ninth house, it is again a very good combination because it will enhance your luck. Remember, any planet sitting in its own sign will always give you growth in life. It will give you name, fame, and wealth. So during the dasha of the ninth lord, you will rise in life. Your luck will be very powerful. Your father will be very well disposed towards you. You could be very favorable for your gurus. Your bosses will be very favorable towards you. So you will have all good things coming from the ninth house if the ninth lord is placed in the ninth house. And you could be very knowledgeable, you could be very lucky, and you will make a mark in life. So now we'll talk about the placement of the ninth lord in the 10th house. So friends, it is the most powerful yoga, Raj Yoga, when the strongest Kendra house, that is the 10th house, and the strongest trine house, which is the ninth house, their lords are connecting to each other. Suppose the 10th lord is also sitting in the 10th house, and the ninth lord is also sitting in the 10th house. So these two lords are connecting with each other. It will give you a very high rise in life. Even if there is an exchange, ninth lord goes to the 10th house, 10th lord goes to the ninth house, the qualities of the ninth will get transferred to the 10th, and the qualities of the 10th will get transferred to the ninth house. It makes a very powerful Raj Yoga. You can attain a very high position in the government. You could attain a ministerial position, or you could be very well disposed in your place of work. It will give you a very high status with the sheer luck. So your luck will come through your position in life, or your position in life will grow through the prospects of the ninth lord connecting to your 10th lord. So you also have to check this combination in the D9 chart. If there also they are making connection, they are in Kendra to each other, the 10th lord and the ninth lord, then you can be rest assured that you will do very well in life. But if they are placed 6, 8, 12 from each other, or if the ninth lord is placed in 6, 8 or 12 houses from your ascendant in the D9 chart, then the results will not be felt to a great extent. So dear friends, whatever I tell you, these things have to be verified in your D9 chart also. Many a times good things may not be there in certain charts because it is not like promising in the D9 chart. So please do not complain if the things are not matching. I am just telling you the general tendencies of the planets through this placement. It does not mean that each and every line will be there in your chart. Astrology is all about deep study. You have to see the position in the D9 chart and the position of the nakshatra lord. These technical things have to be kept in mind. Then also, after that, you can understand what will be the results of the planets in these houses. Now, the placement of the ninth lord in the 11th house. it is sitting in the house of your income, and it itself is the house of uh, you can say prosperity. The ninth house is the house of prosperity. So prosperity, making a connection with your income, will give you very good wealth in life. You could be very wealthy, you could be having gains through your father, and your luck will come through your social skills or through your social circle. So you will have lots of gains coming through long distance travels or through your higher education. So your luck will also be favored through your gurus. So as I told you, wherever the ninth lord is sitting, your luck is sitting in that house. So you have to activate that house. Always keep in mind that thing. Now, the placement of the ninth lord in the 11th house is also very powerful to have lots of gains, to have good income, to have good friends, to have good social circle, and you could be very lucky in terms of media industry also. There also your luck will favor, and this placement is also good for gaining through foreign lands. Now we'll talk about the placement of the ninth lord in the 12th house. So the 12th house is the house of your moksha, the house of enlightenment, the house of foreign countries. So the house of long distance journeys has gone to the house of foreign countries. So it means that you will have your luck in the foreign lands. But if you are living in your own land, there you will always incur some expenses or some difficulties, because the ninth house of luck is sitting in the house of your expenditure. So you will not feel so lucky in your own country, but the moment you shift to a foreign land, you will see that you are doing very well. Your luck will enhance. So for that, you have to see the position of the ninth lord in the D9 chart also. If it is making a connection with the 12th lord, or where it is sitting in the D9 chart. So that will also tell you a lot whether you should be staying in your own country or whether you should migrate. This placement is also good uh, for those people who want to build a career in the hospital industry, or who want to build a career in the marine services. So there you will see that your luck will enhance. And these people could also do something related to religion and spirituality. So there also they will see better luck. So the 12th house is the house of spirituality, and the ninth house is the house of your religion. So you could merge these two and do something out of it. So friends, this was my take on the ninth lord in different houses. Stay connected and we'll meet very soon. Thank you, friends.